Hey guys, it's your girl La, and welcome to another episode of Whatever You Say. If you're tuned in today, that must mean that you're curious, you're open minded, and you're ready to learn something new. This is a space for a deep perspective, deep conversation, and educating the race. So, buckle up and let's go on this journey because it's whatever you say. It's whatever you say. Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Like I said, it's your girl La. Thanks for tuning in today. I see people are coming into the room right now, whether you're tuning in from Facebook or YouTube. We welcome you all. We have a great guest today. I'm super excited about this episode, which is called Pioneering Paths. But before we get started, you already know what time is it. What time is it? It is time to go on that Facebook page or YouTube page and share to a friend that know a friend. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I see y'all comments coming in, but I'll be with you shortly. I hope that everybody has been having a great week so far. Happy hump day. Yes. Here we go. Yes. Okay. We're sharing the link. So make sure y'all copying that link, as I said, and sharing it to your Facebook page so everybody can view today's episode. I greatly appreciate your support. Okay. I'm putting we're live. All right. Okay. Hold on. I got to tag my guest, honey. Yes. Okay. And I got to make this a highlight. That's a little tidbit for those who are trying to get more viewers to watch their stuff in the moment. All right, we are live. All right. Oh, we got a few people chiming in. Thanks, Eric, for chiming in yet another week. I appreciate you for your continuous support. And feel free, everyone, to leave your comments below. All right. Without further ado, let me introduce you to my special guest today. Woo! Hey, how are you?
Good. How y'all doing?
We're good over here. I don't want to sit here and tell the people about you. I would rather you tell them about yourself. So state your name and tell them a little bit about yourself before we get into the interview.
Okay. So I am September Lee, Dr. Lee. I actually was born in Jersey, so shout out to all the Jersey people. But I was raised in Alabama, so pretty much was raised in a small town, one traffic light town named Brantley, Alabama. Went on and got my undergraduate degree at Alabama Agriculture and Mechanical University. Go Bulldogs, one of the historically Black colleges and university in the state of Alabama. I currently practice family medicine as a osteopathic physician. I graduated from Georgia Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And yeah, shout out to Jersey. If anyone from Jersey is tuning in, and Georgia as well, because that's where you're residing at currently, right?
No. So my school was a few miles above Atlanta, but I'm back in Alabama now. I'm practicing in Alabama.
Oh, nice. Okay, we'll get more into that. So how about we get into the questions? Why don't we? All right, can you share a pivotal moment that inspired you to pursue a career in medicine?
Okay. So I thought about this question and I really don't have one pivotal moment that I can say. I think looking back at it, I think I've had several events that kind of just fell into place. So I'm a firm believer that we all been put on this earth for a purpose, a calling, and I think my calling was to become a physician. And because of that, I think that my steps were led to getting me to where I'm at right now. So the desire was kind of placed in my heart once I got to A&M. I really didn't know what I wanted to major in. So I went undeclared. And then, towards the end of freshman year, they're like, you got to figure out something. So I knew I liked biology. I knew I liked math. For a minute there, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a math teacher just so I could become a softball coach because I used to play softball. I played for A&M actually too. So after a while, I started hanging out with people and kind of hearing like what they were interested in. I know at one point in time, like in high school, I thought I wanted to be an orthodontist because I really enjoyed going to my orthodontist appointments. So I kind of already was leaning towards the health field, but then suddenly I just got the desire in my heart to become a physician. And then once I figured that out, I declared my major as biology pre-med and just went from there. But to share another quick story, to just go back to saying how I believe this was a call and this is my purpose. In kindergarten in Brantley, Alabama, I remember that we were doing this little thing where the teacher was asking us like different questions, like what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food, what's the things you don't like, what's the things you like. And the last question was, what do you want to become when you grow up? And I remember I had like 3 or 4 kids in front of me. And as a kindergarten, I was anxious and nervous about answering that question because I had no idea. I didn't think about it at all. I'm like, I'm just in kindergarten. I just want to, go outside and play and do kindergarten stuff. So I remember I was just so anxious about my turn, when it was my turn to answer that question. So I got to the teacher. She asked me all the questions leading up. And I remember being able to answer those questions and still trying to think like, oh my God, what I want to be when I grow up. So finally, when she got to that question, just suddenly I just said a doctor. It just kind of came out. It wasn't that I thought about it. It may have been, one of those things. Like, okay, it sounds good. I'm gonna say a doctor, so I can just move on and be done with this. So I kind of forgot about that whole thing up until not too long ago, maybe like a year or 2 ago, or I don't know, between now and like after medical school residency. My grandmother and my mama actually saved that poster. And so it showed me that they have this poster, and on that poster at the bottom, it said, what do you want to become when you grow up? And it said a doctor. That's from kindergarten. So that's why I believe like this was a call and this was a purpose. And I was speaking over my life in kindergarten and didn't know it.
Wow. And that's inspiring because my son is constantly saying he want to be a scientist. He keeps saying, I want to be a scientist. I want to be a scientist. And like each year when I ask him, he's been saying this since he was like 2. And so I'm just into buying him science kits. I'm like, I'm going to support this dream that you have. And it seems like it never fades. He just wants to be a scientist.
It's a desire that's being put in him already. That I'm a firm believer in that.
I just feel so good. I'm about to have a scientist as a friend.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And it's funny because it's like, you wanted to be an orthodontist, but it's like you went back to that first calling. You already spoke it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Speak life, guys. Speak life. Okay.
Yes, life. That's important.
Oh my goodness. So like, okay, I know this is like off the topic of the question. Well, it's on the topic of the question, but the question isn't here. So just interjecting and adding to it. It's like, growing up, did your family partake in supporting you in that dream that you once had?
So I just said doctor in kindergarten. After that, I really didn't mention about it.
You didn't mention no more,
But I would say the foundation that I got with my family growing up was education was first priority. Making sure you're doing what's right. Like I spoke at a Black History program back in February, and my overall theme was something that my grandfather said every time we, was getting ready to get on the bus. He was like, work hard, be smart, and do what the teacher tell you to do. So he said that every single day. So I feel like they poured into the importance of education, the importance of, when you get ready, when you get finished with high school, have a plan. So even if they wouldn't have cared if I became a doctor or anything. It's just you're successful, and that was just setting me up for being successful in any area.
I love that. Work hard and be smart and do what the teacher tell you to do. I'm going to start saying that to Liam, because we have things that we say in the morning. We have our mantras we say in the morning about him being kind, responsible, strong, and blessed. But he's a leader. But I like that too. Work hard, and basically do what the teacher tells you to do, and go to learn again. And it's important to make education a priority. I was just having that conversation with a friend of mine today, and his son was like, Dad, I don't have to do the homework. And he's like, even if you don't have to do it, it's important that we still stay on top of it. So I just love hearing that parents of today's millennium are, on top of their kids about education.
Yeah.
We have some people chiming in. We got Jacetta saying amen to that. It says, welcome to the family. Eric says, welcome to the family. Thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you so much. All right, on to the next question. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced on your journey to becoming a doctor?
Yeah. So in my immediate family, I'm the first person to even graduate from undergrad. So let alone that tells you like I don't have anybody else ahead of me in the immediate family that's a physician or, you know, kind of directing the path. I do have a cousin that we're about the same in the age range, and she just like maybe 2 or 3 years ahead of me in this journey. So we did bounce off ideas and everything to each other. But I would say overall that just made it challenging within itself. Like you're learning as you go. It's like trial and error. Like I couldn't just be just a student. I had to be like, oh, let me figure this out. Something that seemed like everybody else knew 3-4 years ago. I'm just now finding out now. And then I got to do it tomorrow type thing or the next month. So I would say that was just having to navigate at the same time when you're supposed to be a student or, you know, just a resident, taking it in. It's just that part was the biggest challenge.
Wow. Like being a resident, like being right there on the field, meaning being in the hospital?
Yeah, so you know, there you do the medical school part. You're a medical student, and once you graduate, there you have to go into your specific specialty. So mine was family medicine. So you do a minimum of 3 years of being a resident physician, meaning you're a physician, you're fully licensed, but you're practicing under experienced physicians or attendants that are kind of guiding you and supervising you or so.
So school was never over. You had 3 years to even once you got out of school of medicine.
You still gotta do your training.
Ooh, Lord, my girl. See, I commend you for just constantly being educated, you know, still striving. It's still, you know, you're still, you know, in school after you get out of school.
Yeah. You're always, the one thing about medicine, you're kind of always a student. You're always learning because medicine changes its dynamic. So that learning part, we all have to do our continuing the CMEs, the medical education. So you're constantly learning all the time.
And how often do you have to do the CMEs?
So you have to have a certain amount done within a certain period of time. So you're kind of continuously doing it like over the next 10 years or so. They want you to have a certain amount, and you just do it all the time. It's not going to end till you retire.
Okay, well, I commend you. Oh my gosh. How did your time studying in Georgia? Because you say you grew up, you left Jersey, went to Alabama. I love Alabama. I just like, I'm work with a woman right now because I'm in the dental field, but I work with a woman who works in Alabama. It's just like, I don't know. It's just something about Alabama. They're so hospitable. But how did your time studying in Georgia shape your approach to osteopathic medicine? Am I saying it correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I want to say, especially for like people that black physicians or black people that's trying to, you know, become physicians. I think my journey in medical school was unique in the sense of a lot of times you look like the only person in the room. That was the case for me. I was surrounded by at least 18 to 25 other Black young women and men, and we became very close. And so that kind of gave me that sense of community, that sense of support, and we just bounced off of each other and made each other want to finish this and conquer this. So that shaped it where I knew I'm not the only person out here that looked like me. Rather, I see it in the training or as professors or attendants. I know that I graduated and I went to school with this group of beautiful young now physicians, and they've become lifelong friends. And so that kind of helped me with the confidence level and everything, knowing that I could do this because look at the people that's surrounding me. As far as like the osteopathic medicine side, it's a little bit different than allopathic medicine, which is the MD, and osteopathic medicine is a DO. We do at least 200 extra hours of what we call osteopathic manipulation treatment in medical school. So you kind of learn how to manipulate muscle and everything, like what physical therapy and chiropractic kind of combination. So it's giving you the opportunity to kind of look at disease aspects from like another view, like a truly like a whole, looking at the body as a whole. So I think that's helped me be very comfortable when it comes to like examining patients and kind of diving a little bit deeper on what truly may be going on here, but it's equivalent. We do the same thing as MDs. We treat with medicines and everything, but it's just that extra experience that we had.
I love that. It's like you said, it's tapping in and getting down to the root of the problem, and it, like you said, the body as a whole. Mm-hmm. So then you know what to prescribe them with.
Not necessarily what to prescribe them with, but maybe look into like, okay, maybe it's the muscle, maybe we manipulate the muscle a little bit, the other symptoms may go away. Maybe,
Oh, nice.
Because we still prescribe medicine, but it's just, that other aspect that it may be this instead of this.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I love that. I might need to go back to school and be a doctor. We got some comments coming in. We have Barbara Fraser Atkins saying my beautiful niece. Girl. And we have
that's my friend Hannah, who's also a nurse practitioner.
Shout out to Hannah. Yes, the Black doctors in the building. Mm-hmm. I love to see it. Okay, so what advice do you have for aspiring African-American women, speaking of you and Hannah, in the medical field?
Well, number one, you just need to, if this is your desire, just do it. Don't let any other factor be like the determining factor on why you wouldn't go after something. Just because of the color of your skin, that's not a reason. Like, research the area that you're wanting to go in, learn what it is that you need to get done. If it's like prereqs, just do it. Surround yourself with a group of people that's like-minded. Try to find mentors. Mentors don't necessarily have to look like you. Your mentor might not be an African-American woman. I mean, we do represent only less than 2% of physicians. So don't limit yourself with just trying to find a mentor that look like you. It could be a Black male, it could be a white male, it could be Indian, any race. Anybody that's going to genuinely try to pour into you, actually try to help you. Seek their advice, get it from them. They can help you just like anybody else can. But most importantly, just go after it. If this is what you want to do, pray to the Lord. Ask the Lord, is this what you tell me my purpose is? Now lead me. Place me in the places where I'm gonna find those connections. Just go for it. That's it.
Right. And prayer is very important because listen, he's been leading me recently and even led me to not even buy a new ottoman today, honey. I'm so serious because I was like, you know what, Lord, I like my ottoman. My ottoman is really nice, but it's just not the color I want it to be right now that I want to redecorate. So I'm just like looking online. I'm finding things that's close to it. So I'm sitting there like just praying. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm just going to have to buy something online. I don't know. And I'm going to every store today, wasting gas, going to all these stores, trying to figure it out. TJ Maxx, all types of furniture stores, couldn't find what I wanted. And he said, buy some fabric spray, like fabric color spray. And I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness. And lo and behold, I still got my ottoman. It's a different color. It's what I want. So thank you. Let's see what we got going on here. Can you discuss a specific triumph or achievement that stands out in your career?
Yes. So I mentioned that I spoke at a Black History program in Highland Home, Alabama, which is in the county that I grew up in back in this February. And surprisingly, I was given an award called the Stand Tall Award because just being such a somebody to look up to in the community, and I didn't even really realize it. So they awarded me for being the first osteopathic medicine Black woman physician from being from Brantley, Alabama. So that alone made me realize, like, wow, like me just trying to just go after something that has been placed on my heart, that I think is my call and my purpose. And I didn't realize, like, dang, I'm opening up, eyes to people behind me, or kind of being able to be like a pioneer in this field, or just making the path, just being known that you can actually do this. Exposure matters. So I wasn't thinking that I was going to do something like that, and because I did something like that, I was awarded with this. And to me, that says a lot, and it just motivated me a little bit more to just continue to just give back, pour into people, and just continue to push through myself, because I am really at the beginning of my journey of being an attendant. So I have so many years ahead of me. So that just tell me, like, keep doing what you're doing.
Right. And keep doing it, because when I was sitting back and I'm just watching, and I'm like, she's really a doctor.
I've been saying that to myself, like, I'm really a doctor.
Yeah, like, it's so inspiring, and I'm so proud of you. And it's very inspiring, I know, for others looking from the outside in, because I have a friend right now, and I would say that it's never too late for people to go back to school either. When I went to high school with, he's back in college right now, going to school for medicine himself. And I'm so proud of him. So shout out to Romaine Valentino Lynch, one of my closest friends in my life. And I'm constantly just sending out words of affirmation and just encouragement, because it's like, hey, it doesn't stop right here. It doesn't matter that we're in our late 30s or what have you. Like, there is still time, as long as you're breathing. Don't put a number behind it. So keep doing what you're doing, sis, because I'm from the outside looking in, and I'm like sitting here clapping and cheering you on. I'm like, I know her. You know how you see people on TV and they're just like, they're famous, so they'll be like, I know that person. No, I know her.
Yeah. I got a picture with that person.
Right. We got Gisetta saying, that's awesome. God bless you. We got my mama. I'm so proud of both of y'all. Thank you, mama. Yes, yes. What is she? Look, she is going in right now. She says, that's what you know, huh? That's family. And we got Eric saying, awesome. Keep on pushing and shining. Never give up. You have a lot more to do in this life. That's right. Thank you guys for your encouragement. Let's go. So, how do you stay motivated and resilient in the face of obstacles?
God, that's it. Just kind of diving into learning who he is, like by just reading the Bible, going to devotionals, Bible studies, church services. As you grow, you should be growing with the Lord too. So me knowing kind of like, okay, if this is my call, this is my purpose, and he's confirmed that, then that just tell me everything in between is either process, either something that's going to make me stronger. We all go through tests, trials, tribulations. That's only for us to grow our faith. It's only to see if how patient we'll be, and you'll come out even stronger in the end. So I keep myself motivated by knowing the end game was this is where I'm supposed to be, and I fall back on God and prayer, and that's how I stay motivated and resilient. I'm like, okay, God, I remember when I was younger, you in Bible study or vacation Bible school, and they be like, you can't leave out church till you say a Bible verse. So my favorite one, I always said, again, I didn't realize what I was saying, but speak, Lord, your servant is listening. And so now that I'm older, I'm just like, I've been saying that since I was younger. And I go back to that, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. And if I'm saying I'm a servant, that means I'm here to, do what it is the Lord want me to do, touch whoever it is he want me to touch, tell my story for his glory, so it can help the next people.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Wow. It's just confirmation for me right now, because there was a time, once upon a time, when I gave up on Christianity, right? And then I realized it wasn't the religion, it was my relationship with God. And I can't set expectations on man. It's about building my relationship with God. So it had nothing to do with the people. But sometimes when you're not a person that grows up in a church or whatever, a lot of times the influence are the people in the church. We put that expectation on them. But I noticed in the midst of my trials, how he was able to hold my hand, and that helped build my faith and come back to him, because I already gave my life to him. I already surrendered. So he never let go of me. And he said, I'm going to protect you through the storm. So that's how my faith grew stronger in him. It was like, it ain't about them. I'm here on a mission, and I'm actually here to help those people.
Yep.
So I'm like, many are called, but few are chosen.
Yep.
So what God has began in me, like he's not finished with whatever began in me. So I'm just like, okay, God, I hear you now.
Yep.
I hear you loud and clear. Like I feel you. Like, and it's like you said, reading his word, getting to know him more, then that you build that relationship with him, then the things that he loved, you love for yourself as well. And it's like, okay, I'm here to serve you. Like life becomes easier for you. No stress, no worries. You cast all your cares to him. So it's just, God is so good. Thank you for the confirmation. It's crazy, because a lot of the women that I have had on the show recently, God's been telling me, have women on your show. In this season, I only want you to have women on your show, but every woman that's been on my show has been honoring God.
Yeah. Yep.
Point blank, period. And I'm just like, okay, it's making everything is
lining up. It's coming together from your obedience.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Oh my goodness. And Eric said, trust not in man, but in the Lord and Savior. Just say you have such a powerful testimony. LaToya, God is awesome. We got cups of conversation saying amen. Yes, thank you all for chiming in. We got a special guest today. Y'all don't even know we go back. Our parents go back. Okay. Just know and have that confirmation that know that, she serves the Lord, and Lord got her that far, and she is a doctor. That's inspirational.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so inspirational. Praise God. What impact do you hope to make in your community through your work as a doctor?
I just, from the little time that I've been practicing on my own, I realized that patients really appreciate somebody that they feel like they can trust, somebody that they feel like that's actually listening and looking out for their good. So I hope I bring that sense of trust, that sense of a safety net to the community or the communities that I practice in and will practice in the future. And again, that's just through, like, if this is my path, if the Lord has me here, he placed me here because he trusts me to do right by his people. So in return, they should be able to trust me. So I hope I bring that feeling of peace and safety, and that, we have a good person that's looking out for us and our health.
Yeah, I love that. And do you look to do have you ever thought about doing any missionary work out in different countries? Have you done it before?
So I actually did go on a mission trip after my first year in medical school, and I actually learned a lot. It was with CMDA. We provided medical care and also provided knowledge with learning about the Lord. But not surprisingly, but they actually had very little and way less than we did, but they praised the Lord. Like, they had that faith. And so I learned more than what I thought I was going to learn when I went on the mission trip. It was like, wow, they have such strong faith. And we have so much over here, like access to running water, electricity, all that stuff. Right. So I do want that to be a part of my journey, is doing mission trips, not only in other countries, but here in our country too. Also volunteering, community events, like little things like that. Like, as much as I can do that, I want to have that in my journey.
Nice. Listen, guys, if y'all hear her right now, let those who have ears hear. And if y'all have the opportunity to give to her to, join in that mission, and you have the means to, hit her up. How do you balance your professional life with personal passions and self-care?
I really think I do a really good job with this. I make sure I stay active. So it's a goal of mine. Once I'm off from work, I'm either going out for a walk, or I'm going to the gym, I realize important things to me is time and people, because those are two things you're not going to ever get back. So I try not to take any time. I try not to waste time. I try to utilize my time in the most effective way as I can. And also people like my family, my friends, they're very important to me. During one point in time, like in medical school, when I was doing my master's, I had to sacrifice and miss a lot of things. Like I miss people weddings. I miss other fun events that your family and your friends was putting on. So I was just like, once I'm out, like I'll make sure I plan ahead of time, because I don't like missing those things. I love supporting all my friends and my family. I love doing that stuff. So I make sure that I know that my priorities is time and people. And so I make sure I pour into that. Also being able to continue to do my professional life too.
Nice. Because it is important. You're out here helping people. So it's like putting you first as well is important, because you can't help them if you can't help yourself.
Yep.
Right?
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Honey, and I've done that in the past. And
yeah.
I was depleted, burnt out. I've learned to say, you know what? My schedule won't allow me to at this time.
Yeah. And it's okay to do that.
Okay. I've and to understand that those who understand, they understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't be all things to all people and be everywhere for everyone.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I could try, but it's like it's hard. So I can be everywhere for everybody. But yeah, when you're growing and it's like, how can I be a blessing if I'm not where I need?
Mm-hmm.
If I can't finish out what I'm supposed to in order to be more of a blessing to you. But I like that. I'm working on that too. Been working on that for the last 2 years, just like make sure I'm staying on top of myself, my health.
Yeah.
Time to myself when Liam's in school, and I have off certain days, I'm going straight to the sauna or the sweat room. I'm doing something. Like I even go get myself a massage. Massages, I tell ladies all the time, it costs like $40. Like that 30 minutes, $40, $50, depending on where you live, right? For 30 minutes. And it feels like a whole hour, or probably you get lost in it. You'd be like, you still giving me a massage? I thought it was over by now. But yeah, like
you gotta find that thing you like and just keep doing it, no matter your professional life shouldn't interfere with the things that you like to do.
I got a pottery class coming up soon.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they got one here, and I was like, you know what? I've been asking my girlfriend to go. I said, but I ain't gonna let my girl stop me from going, because she an introvert, and I'll be like, girl, you coming with me or not? So
yeah, you still gotta go.
I've been waiting for her for months, and I was like, I want to not go without her, because I told her I wanted to take her. But girl, if you listening, I'm about to go. So you better jump on board, girl. I don't want to put her name out there. It's my girl. What lessons have you learned from your experience that you believe are important to share with others?
Number one, anytime you go down a path like this, it is a marathon and not a sprint. You have to trust the process, and you can't beat yourself up just because the next person right here has this and that, and you just feel like you don't, and you just feel far behind. It's a process. So you have to understand that. Also, you have to make sure you're surrounding yourself, I said it earlier, with like-minded people that are there to push you, give you constructive criticism when needed, but you're going to need that community to make it down or up paths like this. So just realizing, to me, it's a marathon and not a sprint. Don't beat yourself up.
Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. It's a marathon, and like you said, like it's a process. As human beings, we see things online. It's like instant gratification that has become the norm in society for some reason, and we have to, just be faithful with the little things so God can bless us with much more. Like we're online trying to impress the next person that probably don't even, not even, like they're faking it till they make it. So it's like, and you're going broke trying to keep up with them. So take your time. Baby girls and baby boys, take your time. It is a process.
Yeah.
Like she said, it's a marathon. It is a marathon. So enjoy, because you can't get it back. So you person, you might end up getting a lower grade than what you could have gotten if you took your time.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the process. Get to know some people. You might run into some beautiful people, beautiful experiences, and all because you're trying to rush and get it over and done with. You done missed out on some things.
Not to take any opportunity for granted, because you
That
never know what will come from that one opportunity.
That part. And I hope my friend Romy is watching this today. And I was just talking to one of my other friends today, and they were like saying how like I'm realizing, because they're starting a business, they're like, I'm realizing that it is a process. So it's funny when you said process, it is a process. And I'm like, yeah, like enjoy it. They say the most successful people, it takes them 10 years for their business to be very successful. So and if yours comes sooner than that, that's a blessing. But take your time. What did I say? Take your time, young man. Don't you rush to get old, buddy. All right. So, man, we have one more question. We got one question. I should put 20 up here, girl.
No,
But I'm gonna save it for our next interview.
Okay.
We got one more question. Hold on, we got some people chiming in. Gisetta says self-care is very important. We got some rights up in here, amens. We got some claps going on. Thank you, Collins. Yes. And then my mama said, I guess she was saying we go back. We sisters, okay, get it right. Okay, don't be coming for all that with the disrespect. And I know you're probably using voice text again, mama. But anywho, well, he's like she's trying to cover. She's like, get it right. I'm like, okay. Anywho, I love you, Mom. Thank you for watching. But yes, this is the last question. What lessons have you learned from your experience that you believe are important? Hold on, no, is that the last one? No, that's not.
Oh, okay.
Message of legacy.
Oh, okay.
Do you hope to leave for future generations of medical professionals? And then you can leave a message for people at the end and tell them where they could find you. All
like
right.
social media and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You want them to find you, or how they can find you, or any information you want to lead the people with. But this is your time.
All right. So message, be yourself. I think looking back, I've had people tell me after interviews or so, I was just myself, and that may have been the reason why this door was open. I presented myself in a very unique way. Like I was not afraid to show my uniqueness and just be different. So just always be yourself. Don't try to present to people somebody that you're not, because it's very easy to pick up on when you're not being yourself. And you want to stand out. The Lord made each and every one of us unique. You want to show that uniqueness. You want to give a reason why you should be added to this program, to this community, to this job. The legacy that I hope to leave is that I was able to stay myself and get this far in my career, and wherever I'm going to be in the future, I was able to do it and then remain pure and genuine and remain myself, and didn't have to conform to anybody's world.
Well, we thank you for being on our show once again, and that we like to give a hand clap. Eventually I'll start having some hand claps at the end, y'all. We growing here, right? So we just like to thank Satimali Lee for being on the show. Doctor, put some respect on that name. Doctor, the DR period, point blank period. And I'm just want to say I'm just so happy for her. I'm just, knowing her from when I was younger, and just like we're basically like family, and just watching her blossom into who I knew she was going to be, because just meeting her years ago and meeting her spirit, I would honestly say that she hasn't changed. And that's one thing I know that people see when they meet her, that she's not fake and she's just genuine. And knowing that the Lord is on her side, you can't go any wrong. So yeah, we were talking about self-care, right? So with self-care being one of the topics, how about y'all check out my new Christian memoir, self-care book? And Here we go. Here's a little preview.
I really appreciate this book, honestly.
You do?
Yeah. Because if it wasn't for this book, then I wouldn't have a self-care routine, or I wouldn't be taking days or even a day or an hour just to think about myself or do something for myself. This book honestly has made me look at myself in a different light and acknowledge how day to day I'm unaware of myself, or not paying attention to myself. It's made me sit back and actually take more time with myself to take care of myself. Just the little things, like everyday things like lotioning yourself, or just listening to some soft, sweet music to calm your energy down, or just want my wandering mind. Like, it's helping me a lot, honestly. Discover the Rest Experience.
Yeah, guys. So discover the Rest Experience. The link is in the description. If you're chiming in from Facebook or if you're tuning in from YouTube, the link is in the description. Listen, self-care started with God. And that's why I give him the glory, the honor, and the praise for being where I'm at currently in my life. And I hope to take you on that journey as well. Listen, and it's a wrap for another episode of Whatever You Say. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation, learned something new, and had your perspective challenged in some type of way. If you're hungry for more, make sure you tune in every other Wednesday for a brand new episode. And also make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click on that notification bell where you will be notified about other shows that will be coming up. As always, stay blessed, stay curious, and keep exploring. It's your girl, La, and it's Whatever You Say.